A few years back, there was, well, back when I used to watch cable TV, my cable provider at the time was promoting, well, I don't know if it was the cable one or probably the satellite one, either or. They were promoting Anime Network. Now, this was many years back. And basically, for those of you that never heard of Anime Network, it's basically exactly what it sounds. It's a network that pretty much deals with anime. Not just everything all around anime. I mean, I remember there were a few times they'll show like certain shows and whatnot. Well, one of the now because the provider at the time was just promoting Anime Network, it was like, oh, try this out for a free trial for a month, see how you like it. If you want to keep it, we'll add it in. If not, then thanks for trying out for the free trial. Now this anime, Elfen Lied or Elfen Lead, depending on however you want to pronounce it, was one of the few animes that I've witnessed on Anime Network. They only showed, I believe, like 3 or 4 episodes, if memory serves me correct. But I was hooked. I was interested because there was a good storyline, some characterization that caught my attention automatically within the very first episode. Then, of course, you know, like I said, it was only like 3 or 4 episodes. Then after that, they started showing like other animes. Basically, Anime Network at that time, I don't know if they still exist. Not well, they probably are. But think of it as Netflix, except anime. The only difference is at that time they were showing stuff like up and coming animes, animes that's just been finished, that broke new ground, anime that is not being shown or featured in the U.S. Things like that. So basically, they were pretty much making it aware. And as you can see, this is rated TV MA, and I will get into that shortly in this video. Now, like I said, I was hooked, but then of course we didn't keep the Anime Network. Matter of fact, we didn't really keep the satellite or the regular cable because we don't really use it, so it was kind of at the time kind of a waste of money. But anyway, I was telling my friend about Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied. Again, depends on however you want to pronounce it. About this anime, how it was so far really good. Like, I was seriously very interested. Now, as you can see, this is a box set. And the reason why I'm showing off the box set, now I got this couple years back. There we go. I had gotten this couple years back. And as you can see, it's only 3 discs. And it's basically 13 episodes. But, whoa. Anyway, as I mentioned, I would tell my friend about this anime because it was haunting me because, like I said, it was one of the anime that I can straight up remember since, the Anime Network were no longer available at my residency. Like I said, we stopped watching cable, we stopped watching satellite, so it was like no need for it, pretty much. But this anime just stayed on my mind. Then my friend went out his way and hooked me up and got me this box set. And this happened a couple years ago, like many years ago. I don't remember the exact, so that one, no memory. However, knowing how I am when it comes to box sets, I just said, oh, thanks. Immediately started watching it from beginning all the way to the end. Now, as you already saw, it's only 3 discs. It's a 3 discs. And it only has 13 episodes, as I already mentioned. Now, before I continue, this is more like a side note. When it comes to box sets, they sometimes, from what I've witnessed, sometimes they go from up to like 24 episodes or more. And of course, there are some where it's smaller. Like, for example, if you were to look for the Black Blood Brothers on the anime box set, it's going to be small. It's not that many episodes. I wish there was some more because I feel like they could spread out. But it was good for what it was. But then you have anime that's pretty much ridiculously drawn out, where it's like you can tell, yeah, they only made this anime to make money. But it really depends on who the viewer is. If they want to continue watching it, no problem. If they don't, it's whatever. However, for this anime, Elfen Lied, or Elfen Lead, again, take it as you will, whatever how you want to pronounce it. This anime, even though it's only 13 episodes, is a masterpiece. I watched this anime once, and that was the time that I gotten it, and I just watched from beginning to end. And it's not a bad thing, because everything in this anime is just astoundingly good. I mean, it is amazing. The characterization, the artwork, the storyline, the story arc, the whole thing, I mean, for crying out loud, like I said, the reason why I can only watch this one, well, you know what? I'm going to save that till later. Anyway, the art style. It's gorgeous. I mean, it is really amazing, because when there are scenes or moments where it's supposed to be good or happy or like comedy or something to make you lift you up, it is very vibrant and bright. You can tell the creators, the workers, the directors, producer, all those people that worked on this anime really put in a lot of details and paid attention to what they were going for. It was like they were working in unison, and you get that feel that you really can see the passion, what they were putting into this box set. The art style is completely great. The moments that's supposed to be sad or dark tend to be heavy. They put the right amount of shading in the color, where it's not too dark, where it's like you can't see crap. You know how some of the animes where it's like it seemed like the anime itself will censor itself by becoming a bit too dark, and you're like, what the hell? Like, you can't see shit. But in this one, it's like, yeah, it's a bit dark, but you can still see what's going on, and it's a good balance and contrast to show what they're trying to evoke in those scenes. And then there are moments where just like the landscape. Now, of course, we know it's animated and it's not going to try to look as close to real, but it seems so natural that you can actually be like, oh, it seemed like they went to a certain area, snapped pictures, drew it out, and try to make it seem like it's an actual world. You pretty much get lost in this world of this anime. It's like everything's legit. Everything doesn't seem out of place. The landscapes look great. It's like you can really be there yourself. Even though it's animated and it's not that realistic, but like I said, really good. Now the characters. Wow. Even the most minor character that would have like a line or two makes an impact in this anime. Because each character are memorable. I don't want to give too much away, because in all honesty, you guys should go out and grab this. This is a masterpiece. And it's just like each character, you sort of recognize that type of person in other, maybe from other anime, maybe the person in real life, or in certain situations you can sort of see, okay, I can see how a person or people react like this. I can picture so and so and so and whatever. And not only that, but it showed many social grounds. Like, it makes you question who is the protagonist and who is the antagonist. But other than that, the characters, even the way their movement, it seems natural. The way they communicate, natural. Because we all seen some anime where it's like, you're watching it and you're like, far-fetched, but whatever. Or, like they say a certain line, but it doesn't sound like the voice actors are putting enough emotion to the situation, where you're like, he just saying that for a paycheck. The characters, the voice actors, and by the way, the voice actor they chose, the people, whether it's actors and actresses, great job, good collection of people. It fits. That's all I can say. It just fits perfectly. Now the story arc. This is what caught my attention back when I first was introduced to this on Anime Network. the story arc. Now, even though it's now the year 2014, it may be outdated. I don't know how many of you guys ever seen this Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied. Again, your choice and preference. But the story arc, I mean, for some of you guys, this may sound familiar. For others, it may be new. For me, at the time when I was first introduced to this, it was like, okay, it was somewhat, I've heard somewhat of it, but the way they executed was different. Basically, it's one of those, okay, military or scientific lab rat that they were keeping a secret for, like, as a form of weapons or testings or something. This lab rat, and I'm saying this as a quote, manages to escape, and it's like shit hit the fans, and the military had to stop this person, or secret agents and stuff. Now, this lab rat, as she escaped, and yes, I said she ended up on the beach, and you notice she has these powers, which pretty much is like kind of insane. And you see her immediately use them in the beginning of the animes and stuff. And by the way, the action in this anime is wow. I mean, it's like, it's very detailed. They did not, skip, mess around. They was like, okay, we're gonna show the good and the dirty, and the action scene was like just nasty. Some of the stuff you can literally just be like, you felt that. It hits you, it hurts. They are very well detailed, from the cut, the bruises, everything. The violence and the action in here, which again, as you saw when I lifted this up here, it is rated TVMA because the action is very violent. There are some adult languages, like they do be swearing, and in the situation that they put it in, it seemed natural. It doesn't seem like, oh, they just put in the swear words or the cussing just to be edgy or anything. No, these are natural situations where you will be like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, there's going to be situations where you will feel that. And you will be like, okay, yeah, I would say the same thing. And there is no sex, but there are some situations, well, not sexual situations, it's more like, suggestive theme. But it's not like grossly, and it's not like, they're trying to put it out there. It seems, once again, like one of those things where it's like you will maybe see something where it's like, holy crap. But it's not like it's trying to be ecchi or it's trying to be, fan service at all. It's just there to help progress the visual art style of the anime. Now, yeah, as I was saying, the story arc is extremely strong. You will get mad at characters. You will be happy for characters. You will become sad for some characters. And the whole story as it evolved with these characters. Now, again, I only watched this once, but I considered Elfen Lied, or Elfen Lied, again, make it a drinking game if you want, your preference. Again, it's just, it gets you, you know what I mean? It's like it hits you on that level where you just feel like, wow. Especially, and again, because it only had 13 episodes, they did not waste any time. Each episode is not a filler. They coincide with each and every one of them. It's like you're reading a book where it's just perfectly, because like I mentioned earlier, some anime, especially when they have a lot of episodes, you're going to expect fillers. And depending on how they use those fillers, where they use those fillers as a way to help progress the story, maybe later on in the episode, or are they just using the fillers to sort of spread out the anime, because it should be shorter, but they stretched it out as much as they can. Some anime's episodes is short because they were lacking in material. This one, 13 episodes, perfect. It explains everything. Like I said, there was no filler. You can actually connect with everyone, and it's solid. It is very solid. I mean, again, the action is good, it's fluid, and it's fucked up. The situations, the art style, beautiful. Very tangent and beautiful. And like I said, this anime will, because of the story arc, it will help actually make you question, okay, is there really an antagonist and is there really a protagonist? Because the way everything plays out is just beautiful. You will get connected with characters, no matter which characters it is, whether you like them, you hate them, or you just like, wow, it's like you will not be like, okay, I don't care about that character. Each character is even the most minor one. Okay, there are some scrap alone characters where, you can be like, okay, that one's gonna die. That one's gonna die. I'm not saying this anime is predictable. In a way, if you watch a lot of animes, you can probably see, like, okay, there's a character, no line, wearing a body armor suit and has a gun, about to face this person, lab rat, whatever, monster. Like I said, you've seen it in a lot of anime. Yeah, gonna die. They may have like one or two of those, but other than that, it's like you will thoroughly enjoy it. The voice acting, perfect, because whoever they hired, whether it's a voice actor or the voice actress, they did a great job because it fits the situation, it fits the character, it fits the mindset the creators put into this anime. You feel the passion. You literally feel like, you're in the room right there, even though you are technically in the room watching it on TV, but in that, you're like right there and you can see how everything is. You can hear it, you can feel it. It's just amazing. They did a great job. And let me just turn this right here. There we go. They did a really good job. And it doesn't lose your interest as the episode goes on. There's a scene in there that is etched in my mind that made me go, wow, really? Like, you're really gonna go that far? And it's because of what this one character actually did, like how far he went. And like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but I highly recommend you go out and grab this. This is seriously a masterpiece. Now, the reason why I only watched it once and cannot watch it again is because, like I said, it knows how to keep your interest, grab your interest, but also affect you in an emotional stance. You will feel happy. You will feel proud. You will get mad. You can also feel sad. And that level of sadness can be almost count down to the form of depression. Like, you feel that sad and depressed for a character, for a situation. But it's so moving. It's so... It hits. You know what I mean? It's right there. And it's like, that's why I said, I watched this once, and I'm very happy about this. Like I said, I consider this one of the anime masterpieces. Is it that well known? I don't know, because I have talked to a couple of people about Elfen Lied, or Elfen Lied, again, your choice, and some of them were like, okay, never heard of it. One person, this girl, she's an anime fan, she heard of it, only saw a few, but wasn't sure if she was going to like it. And I'm like, you better seriously check it out. This anime I've had for years. Like, I have no idea how long I had it. I had it for years. Only watched it once, and I'm still proud and glad that I still have this anime. Who knows, maybe eventually I'll pick it up and start watching it again. But again, it's one of those animes that I had to, like, seriously, emotionally prepare myself for. But it's still a masterpiece. I hold it seriously high regard. If you ever need anything, check your anime provider, whether it's an online website, whether it's your store or whatever. If you actually have the ability or find a way to actually get your box set, and like I said, it's only 3 discs and it's only 13 episodes, it will not waste your time. This anime, all in all, is beautiful. I cannot stress that enough. It's a masterpiece, and I highly recommend you going out and grab it. you will, you know, you may get attached. Alright, you're not gonna may get attached. You will get attached. The storyline is a strong point. The art style, beautiful. The characterization, the voice acting, top notch. But it's very strange. It's the story arc. And I highly, highly recommend this. Later.